In 1960, John F. Kennedy sent a team to check out the situation, and they came back with the reports that USA's interference was necessary in military, economic, and technically. This came to be called the Domino Theory, which propagated that if one country fell to communism, others would follow. Kennedy increased military aid but stopped short of interference. A coup took place, and some of the Diem's own generals killed him and his brother. In the meanwhile, Kennedy was assassinated, and there was unrest in South Vietnam. Kennedy's successor also increased aid, and when some of the US military torpedoes were attacked and killed, he retaliated. Soon Johnson, the new president, was given powers to take decisions regarding Vietnam. In 1965, he decided to send military forces into Vietnam, and he sent even more troops as the days went by. Smaller troops were sent to South Vietnam by other countries too, and the same happened in North Vietnam. It turned out to be a fully fledged war. The war dragged on till 1968, and now anti-war sentiments were being expressed by the Americans as they saw their own kith and kin being killed and living in dire conditions. By now, there was a change in presidency, and Nixon took over. He started what was called a Vietnamization and slow withdrawal of American troops. On one hand, America was talking of peace, and on the other, there was large-scale massacre of unarmed civilians. Killing on both sides continued till June 1972. And finally, in 1973, North Vietnam and America signed a peace treaty. In 1976, Vietnam was unified as Socialist Republic of Vietnam, though sporadic violence continued to take place. Trade and diplomatic relations with America resumed in the 1990s. The troops returned home in 1973, but the effects lingered. Psychologically, the effects ran even deeper. The war had pierced the myth of American invisibility and had bitterly divided the nation. Many returning veterans faced negative reactions from both opponents of the war, who viewed them as having killed innocent civilians, and its supporters, who saw them as having lost the war. Along with physical damage, including the effects of exposure to the toxic herbicide Agent Orange, millions of gallons of which had been dumped by US planes on the dense forests of Vietnam. Even today, this war has left an indelible mark on the lives of many people, both in America and Vietnam. Many consider it a war unsuccessfully fought by America, since it had to go with two parts of the country and was an internal affair.